could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level, they think that work is too stressful. I think that work is essential, the grind is all in your mental. And I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I have no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
Alright, do a warning before so we don't trigger anybody.
Wow.
Hey guys, what's going on? I am Teensy, obviously, and we are back again this week. Let's go. Go, Taco.
Hi, good morning.
No, it's good.
How's it going, everyone?
Trying to get comfy in my chair.
Yeah, cozy chair.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, we had the good one.
Yeah, I know.
I know, stingy.
Hey, you see all this?
We got
Who created all
We got
this?
a guest here, right?
Who created all this? That's why he got
best
the best chair. That chair is comfy.
Where is
No,
it?
seriously.
Where is it?
Yesterday we came in here and I sat down on here and I was like, how dare you?
Hey, when next year, I mean, y'all see.
I was like,
y'all-
this
we're
is
all
a
gonna get new
comfy
chairs
ass
later.
chair.
It's gonna be like this.
All right, then I'm bringing a sofa over here next time.
I
I'll
said we're
buy
all gonna
them.
get a nice chair.
No,
I
no,
say
I'm
it's
gonna
sofa.
sofa.
Party.
Yeah.
Sofa's my chair.
No, so today we have a new special guest here. I've known this guy for years. He's a cool motherfucker. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so this is Josh. Josh Stewart. I've known him for about 20 years, doing baseball and everything. A good friend of my brother's, and I think today he's going to tell us some of his life story and some obstacles he had to go through, and maybe we can help out somebody out. So, go ahead, Josh.
For
Take
sure,
it away.
sure. Yeah, man, it's been an uphill battle, basically going for the past year. It's been a whole lifetime journey, basically, with alcohol. I really didn't think I had a problem. My parents would see it. Hey, you got a problem with your drinking. And it wasn't the fact that I would want to drink every day, but it was the fact of the amount of alcohol I would drink.
Okay.
And like I had mentioned earlier, like it was basically a cover up for a lot of stuff, where I would try to hide it type thing. And like how I just mentioned, like we just got done saying, hey, how's it going type deal. And I'd be like, oh, I'm good. But in reality, you're just like, bro, help me, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so when you're trying to seek that help as a man, and it's not due to your parents or your upbringing, but just built in. I mean, even, and it could be girls too. I mean, I don't know how y'all address y'all's issues or whatnot, but as a man, you're just like, I don't need help type deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I'm like, we should be tough, right?
Yeah,
Right,
I
that's
mean,
exactly how
that's the mentality. You know, that's the man mentality.
That's the toxic masculinity instilled in every young man.
Oh yeah.
Dude, my girl, like, when she knows I'm upset, just stay quiet, and I don't say anything. And I'm like, well, why should I say anything? Like, it's not anyone else's issue except mine, you know, just try to keep it.
But that's why
concealed.
we're here.
Yeah.
So that way you can
'Cause
let out your stuff.
That's the exact reason, dude. I mean, because I would just bottle it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's, it's going to take two things. It's either you're going to explode.
Yeah.
Or you're going to break down completely. Right. Or both.
Yeah.
And that's a big issue that I think that we have as men in this world is it's not like I'm saying, it's not our parents. It's just how we see man. Like I've seen a guy get hurt, and he's just like, he did exactly what he said. Is just, I'm gonna get quiet and just leave me alone type deal.
Yeah.
Like leave me alone.
Yeah.
Mentality. And that's our downfall all the way around. I really didn't. I mean, as a guy, like I said, you don't say I need help type thing. I've never reached out and been like, yeah, I need help, until basically we went to the restaurant when it was at the biggest downfall. So with all the separation of me and my wife and everything, went to drinking even more basically. So I didn't have my kids, my two boys, one rotation because I had a screwed up schedule at work. So when I came back to town, that was the first thing I did. I went straight to, I believe Penny. I don't know. Started drinking probably like 11 o'clock when I got in at lunch, and stayed there, bounced around. Went and got in like another 18 pack. Probably drank till about 11 to 1 in the morning, probably I believe so. Slept all the way through the next day, I think 2 days, and then finally went to work. Like, did not move from the couch. You're like in a just zone of depression type thing. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize depression or anxiety was real. And a lot of people may not still believe that it's real. And that's their own opinion, to be honest. But
before we get too far into this, I'm sorry. I need to confirm that the audio is working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now. So I am so sorry about this if it's not. Sorry, guys. Okay, cool. It's working. Okay, we're good. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for interrupting you. I just needed to make sure I didn't see any of the spikes over there, so I just wanted to make sure it was working before.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But go on. I am so sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
I just want to make sure people are hearing your story, and it's not just a waste of our time. For sure. And everyone's time, just like not hearing nothing. Your time. Actually, I don't want to waste your time.
No. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So, depression is real, man. Anxiety is real. I mean, I've seen it firsthand to where my wife at the time, she wouldn't even get out of bed for days at a time. And it wasn't just, it could be school, it could be work factors, it could be a lot of factors. And me, I would just bottle everything up. I mean, I've been bottling stuff up since, heck, even junior high. So... And as far as relationships, we're kind of set up for failure. I don't know about y'all's parents. It's not my parents' fault. I mean, I really don't want to talk to my boys at the age of 12 and be like, so here's how a relationship's going to work. You're going to go through this relationship and this is what's going to happen. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. And so when your first relationship's screwy and it's just junior high BS, but it's burnt into your brain, all right, every relationship's going to be this way type thing. So you're going into every relationship already one step behind. And that's a big impact to everything too. It not only messes with your mind on a day-to-day basis, because like I said, I would go day to day thinking like, well, is my wife going to be cheating, or am I enough type thing. So when you're already in the hole that way and you're going every day thinking that, and then on top of that, everything else that goes throughout your day, whether it be work or, I mean, heck, even issues with your vehicle or anything like that, you're just adding more and more and more burdens on yourself. And so my way of getting away from everything, like I had mentioned, is drinking. I was like, all right, let me just drink some and forget about everything. And that backfired big time. Because it could either be, when we're drinking, I could be either really happy or really upset. It just depended on the day, type thing. Because when it was bad, it was real bad. But like I said, a lot of people don't. I never reached out to anybody, and that was my biggest downfall, and that's what I'm here to say is, like, communication line, always be there. So, like, I go back in the story. Sorry, I bounced around a lot. I was on that downfall, so I went back to work, and nothing was getting better after I slept all those days and from being hungover. Heck on that. Went back to work, did my shift, came back. Was at the house that we were staying at, and when you're packing everything and whatnot, it really hits you, especially when you're on the house alone. And that was another mistake, is being alone in the house. So I was honestly thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I think my boys are better off without me here. Because and my mentality is, why would I want them to see their dad struggle or be upset on a day-to-day basis? It's not good for them. So my mentality at the time being was, I end my life, they don't have to see that depression, and they can have their stepdad and their mom, and they'll be all right. So that was my mentality when I came back. I had pretty much made up my mind that I was gonna do it, but the way I was gonna do it was get drunk, because then whenever you're drunk, you have that superpower. Like, I'm gonna do it. Like, if I'm drinking and I'm getting, I put my mind to do, I'm gonna do it. So I had already went, and I mean, I don't know if I would have pulled the trigger of the gun, but I had a backup plan, which was just 10 bottles of Simply Sleep. And I would have chugged the heck out of that and popped probably like a whole bottle of Tylenol. No big deal. Went to sleep, and hopefully it took its course. Well, I ended up going to Roadhouse to start drinking and eat a meal. And just right before that night, I was going to do it. This couple shows up. She just says, "Hey, how you doing?" I ordered steak, ribs, big old meal. I wasn't going to eat it all. We really didn't say much throughout the whole entire time. And I don't even think to this day she knows my mindset that day, to be honest. She read me.
You're good.
She read me, but I don't think she knew exactly that day what was going to take place. So I sat there, kept drinking, and she's like, "You're not gonna eat all your meal?" Said that towards the end. I was like, "Oh, you can have some if you want." She goes, "Oh, no, I'm just joking with you." And that was the start of it. And then she goes, "I'm gonna pay for your meal when we talked." I didn't need it. I mean, I had the money, whatnot, but I was like, "I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You really didn't have to do that." And then she looks at me and she goes, "Whatever you're going through, I can tell, but you need to let God into your life and pray on it." Completely, like, the restaurant was packed. I'm talking about packed that night. And literally, she just broke me down in front of everybody in the restaurant. I don't know how she knew it. Still to this day, I haven't asked how she knew, like, how she read me. I mean, I was just sitting there quiet, drinking my beer, eating my meal. But she looked into my eyes, and she knew. So her and her husband paid for my meal. And for some reason, I was like, you know what? I want to reach out to her. So I reached out to her. And still to this day, like every day, she's the reason that I kept going, type deal. She would send me motivation on like motivation quotes, prayers, everything. So whenever I go to Austin to go to work, I'm by myself. I'm in a hotel, so that's already depressing enough as is. No friends, no family up there. I mean, I do have family up there, but I mean they're busy with their lives as well. But she would send me that, so therefore for me to get by, that's how she would go about it, would send me quotes and whatnot. So she pretty much saved my life, and I don't even think she realized that to that day. So now I'm in the journey of trying to build that foundation of basically from the ground up. So when you go to drinking, all you're really doing is you're in quicksand. You're just staying in quicksand. You're not seeking help. And I feel like we need to seek help. It's okay to say, hey, something's wrong type deal. I have a purpose, and I reached out to you for a reason. God had me reach out to you for a reason too. And it had this specific date for me to be here. Don't know why. Don't know who's going to help. I'm hoping it helps somebody. But there's a reason, there's a purpose for me to be here. And if we just save one person, that's it. Then we're doing what we need to do. There's a lot of times, man, it looks like the happiest people on the outside, and y'all think, we as a people think, man, they got it made. Man, they could be loaded with money, have the wife. I mean, just like we were talking about today, look at Twitch. They're just posting videos of his anniversary and stuff like that. But deep down, he didn't go to anybody. I mean, I would never tell my wife, hey, this is what I'm feeling, type thing. And that was my fault, because I should have been able to come to her. But I mean, like I said, us as guys, we're stubborn, we're hard-headed.
And then we get to that point where we explode.
Yep.
And it's hard, it is. It's really hard. I know, I grew up with a lot of feelings, not being able to express myself at some point, even though my family was always there. That's the thing. We just, your family's always there. We come from a loving family, but it's just hard. It's a lot that builds, and it just builds on your shoulders, and you're just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And you wake up one day and you're like, why? Why do I keep going through this? Who's doing this? Like, it's like, who doesn't want me to make it?
Yeah.
And it continues, and just it's that weight.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. And I kept it from my family.
Yeah.
And then finally one day I just broke down. So, I told them bye with my kids and whatnot before work. And I just broke down. And my dad goes, what's wrong? And I finally told him, man, that's it. Everything. And this all came out. And I had to drive to Austin because I was going to be late for work. So I kind of try to hurry the story up type deal. But yeah. A lot of people take the time, they see that hey, man, they got money, they got look at their friends and whatnot. But on the inside, man, I was hurting. Like, I was asking for help without asking for help. I mean, my mom could see it in my eyes. She said, type deal. But I did a pretty damn good job of covering it up. And a lot of people will go to and say, quick to judge and say, well, they did this, they did that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And what did you do to help? I mean, that's where we're lacking. You're quick to judge somebody, but what's going on with them, you know?
Exactly.
Did you reach out to them? No, you're quick to talk about them, and that's not okay as well. I mean, whenever me and my buddies talk, and we don't talk a lot. I mean, everybody's got their separate lives type deal, but we'll reach out to each other. I don't really care about talking about anybody else, and we don't. We literally talk about 0 people. We just talk about each other and their family. We'll joke with each other, tell each other we love them, and then that's it. I mean, and I don't have time to talk about other people because I'm not in that place. Even if I was in that place, we're still not in that place to judge somebody else type thing. And until you realize what they're going through, if somebody would have just reached out and said, okay, so what's going on? Can I help you type thing? Maybe I would have came out. I don't know. I was never really asked in that aspect. It was just, hey, how's your day going?
Yeah. That's
good. Yeah. Tight cover up. But yeah, it wasn't good. And we as a whole need to do better. If somebody's seeking help or, hey, just want to go get food or something like that.
Exactly.
That could be one of the signs of saying, hey, help me type thing. I just need your presence here because I don't know what's going on in my head type thing. And when that person's alone, it's bad all around because when I was alone in the house or in even the hotel in Austin, man, my mentality was screwed up. I was going all which ways of, well, if I do it here, then my family doesn't have to find me type thing. And being alone sucked. Yeah, I have friends, but I didn't want to tell them type deal. I was trying to reach out for help without reaching out for help, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah. But if we can just help one person, if somebody on your friends list if they put it out in public, you need to immediately go and find that person. Because if they're already to that point, I kept it hidden. But if they're to that point where they're putting it out there, they're pretty much at the breaking point where it's done.
Exactly.
It's now or never type deal. And us as social media, I mean, we scroll. But what are we doing to help this person? Are you reaching out to them? Are you taking them? I mean, even a phone call and a talking can change you for even that day at least. I mean, at least to get you by for a day. And that's where I feel like we as a whole need to do better and trying to help there and be there for people, even though we don't see it. So now where I'm at now with life is 2 weeks ago I talked to this guy CJ. He's on my Facebook. He's a pastor at Paul Land. We talked for an hour. And I tried not to get emotional. I mean, he's super cool as field dude. And still, I broke down. And we talked about getting saved. So this past Sunday, I got saved.
Nice.
I was raised Catholic, And so me and my mom didn't see eye to eye. She goes, I really don't care as long as you put God in your life. And the time that I didn't have him in my life, or I basically shoved them out, is when my grandpa passed away. And because in my mindset is, at that time, was why would he take our bread and butter, our glue, and take him out of this life? And that honestly was who he was. He kept the family together. That was it. I mean, he was the king of the castle. So my mind says, why would you take that away? And from then on, I kind of said, this ain't for me. I mean, how could you? I resented him. I was pissed.
Yeah.
Type deal. So I talked to CJ about it, told him all the story, and when I had got him out. But once, I call her Chef Kathy, because that's her profile name. But once she started reaching out every day with those quotes, just to get me by for the day. I mean, it'd get me through my work shift. It'd get me through my 4 days there, come back, and then my boys would take over the fact. So those they would take over, like, all right, she's still sending me quotes and whatnot, but throughout the day I'm like, all right, I'm saying because I'm with them type deal. So talked to CJ, got saved on Sunday, and now I'm just building that foundation back up is what my goal is. There's always going to be people. There's a lot of people in disguise that are going to want what you have, whether it be a relationship, whether it be money, whether it be the damn talk show. They want it. There's always going to be those people that want what you have type deal, and that's why you got to build your foundation strong. I kind of keep my circle small, but I've changed how I think about that now. My circle of friends is going to be small, but my family's about to grow type deal mentality. To where I had you in there or anything like that, anything you need, call me type deal, and I'll be there. That family's never going to get broken type deal. That's my mentality of how I'm handling things right now. So I'm building this foundation for my boys. Man, they're the ones that keep me going. And it's hard. It was hard during this whole time of me breaking down to look at my oldest son in the face.
How old is he?
10.
10?
Yeah, 10. I got a 10 and 5. But my oldest, man, he could read me.
Yeah.
He could see when I was upset.
They love to like just observe you.
Oh yeah.
They're intensely.
Oh yeah.
So that's how they always know.
So 3 weeks ago, CJ, when he was preaching, said, at some point in their life, is your kids are gonna stop doing what you say and start doing what you do. And when he said that literally stuck to me, and was like, I started observing what they were doing, and I could see my oldest, anything I would do, he was wanting to do, whether it be yard work or cooking. Like literally, that's his thing right now, is cooking. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't me telling him. It was just, he would see me cooking, now he's like, I want to do that. So once he did that, I'm like, I need to get saved. I need to start setting the example of it. But like going back, with everything that was built up with relationships and whatnot, me and the boys' parents, mom we didn't get along. I mean, it wasn't that we didn't get along, it's we bumped heads. And now my mentality is completely different. So at first we would always bump heads, we'd argue, like over the boys type thing. Now, man, it's completely different. I talk to her husband, joke around with him. Heck, I talk to him more than I talk to the mom, basically, type thing. But no, I'll go to a game and we can just sit in the game and just talk crap about Texas Tech football or anything like that. I mean, life's too short to be angry over stuff.
Yeah.
We had those two boys for a reason, and we didn't work out. I don't resent that at all. She's happy with her marriage. I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for the boys because he's a great dad to the boys, and I want to. It lets me sleep at night knowing that when I'm in Austin, they're taken care of, type deal. And so I can never give them enough thanks for doing that. But at first, when you're just bumping heads and you see it, a lot of co-parents do that type deal, and they'll bump heads, and it's not good for the kids for one, and it's not good for your mental status as well. Yeah. I mean, you're literally just frustrated, and it's not the kid's fault. And that's what we failed to realize as well. It's not the kid's fault. It's not the other person's fault. It's just the way it happened type deal. And what you need to do is be there for the kids one way or the other. And that should be your number one goal. This arguing, this stuff, it's just going to weigh on you, and it's going to get you nowhere type deal. So, yeah, man, that's where we're at right now, is building that foundation, getting that foundation strong, ready for any storm that's gonna come, because there's gonna be downfalls. I mean, you're gonna hit rock bottom. I mean, I'm in Austin right now, and I wouldn't say it's hard not to drink, but you're in Austin,
exactly.
Literally,
Yeah,
you're like
every corner.
The temptation's everywhere.
Yeah, every corner.
And I mean, there's brunch posted everywhere, and that was the problem right there. Is like, me and my wife, we'd go to brunch, and I turn the brunch into drinking all the way till 2 a.m. She's asleep, type thing, and that was a big downfall. So yeah, man. So I'm just staying strong. I don't drink. I mean, it doesn't affect me at all. I'm good with not drinking. It's better for me, and it's better for the boys. It's better for my health as well.
When did you finally? Do you remember when you finally stopped and you stuck with it?
I will be 3 months sober in a week from today.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a big step.
Have you also tried talking to anybody, like a professional or just like anybody?
No, about drinking or
just like your emotions and everything that led you to there, and different coping mechanisms to help you not to get to that place, and like things that you can do to teach your kids to be able to be vulnerable.
Yeah, so I'll reach out to CJ if I have issues, or I'll tell, like I said, I'll flat out tell Chef Kathy, like, hey, it's a rough day type deal. And she'll send, I don't know how, but she sends the most perfect
exactly
quotes,
what you need.
I don't know, yeah, out of the Bible, or even just a quote and say, have a blessed day type deal. And when you're reading it, you just kind of like sit back and think, like, how did you figure out exactly what my mindset was going through type thing. And yeah, so no, I haven't reached out to a counselor for drinking. There's signs, and that's a crazy part, is when you sit back and look at it, God's going to send you signs. You can either take point A or point B. So now that after everything has taken place, I look back at all the signs that he had given me. So there's this guy at work at my last job. He was a recovering alcoholic, and he went to Paul Land, the church where I got blessed at. And he goes, hey man, reached out to me randomly. I don't know how or why at work. He was like, hey, we meet on Thursdays for drinking. Okay, why you telling me? Type deal. Like, I had no clue why he was telling me. I mean, I didn't really communicate with him that much of like my life at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, just talk about my boys, and that was it. We go on our date, type thing. So it was kind of random for him just to approach me and be like, "Hey, we meet over here. This is the church I go to." So I ignored it. I was like, "Okay," type deal. The only sign I didn't ignore was Chef Kathy. But there's multiple signs throughout your life, and he's giving you the guidance of you can either take point A or point B. And I was constantly taking the wrong one the whole life, apparently, until this past one. Probably the two best decisions I've ever made was getting saved, and man, that feeling. I was nervous. It was like right before it happened, and it felt like I was back in high school, or right about to go run on the football field type thing. All those butterflies were back in there. I was like, just please don't throw up type thing.
Yeah.
And I could feel it building up, and I was like, please just don't throw up. Man, it put a weight off my shoulders, basically. It's just like, all right, here I am giving myself to you type deal. Now what? Now where do you want me to do? And I feel like right now, this is what he wants me to do. Does he want me to keep doing this and communicating and trying to help people? I don't know. But I'm going to follow exactly what, step by step, behind him and try to lead by what he would want me to do. I just know there's multiple people out there that are putting on masks like I did, that I can help. If I just help one person by this, man, I'm fine with that. If I could reach 100 people, 1,000 people, that's even better. But there's a lot of people that you'll scroll through on their Facebook, have no clue what they're feeling on a day-to-day basis. And if we can help them, that's my goal right now. And this is where I'm headed in my life right now, is trying to help people and just let my boys know, like, man, it's okay to come to me, like, whenever my oldest is probably going to have his first relationship get broken, because he's a big softie. He has, like, the biggest heart, and he gets that from me. I mean, I have a big heart, and I leave myself vulnerable, and I think that was a lot of the issues too, is like, I was vulnerable, like I was just here's me, like, are you gonna destroy me too, type thing. And I'm sure he's gonna get his heart broken. My youngest, he's got the wild side, bad side of me. That one's completely opposite. Yeah, that one's gonna be causing me trouble. It's like, yeah, man, he's the type that I'm gonna have to put a cage on his window type thing. Yeah, because he'll be sneaking out more than likely. I'm surprised he hasn't already, and he's only 5.
Hey.
You still got time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, you still got plenty of time. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my goal. So that's where I'm at here. Just trying to help out. If we can share it, maybe this video just helps one person. That's it. Just to reach out. Like I said, my family's about to grow, and I include y'all in that. My friendships circle is just my friendship circle. But my family and my heart, like where we break bread or anything, where I'm in the middle of the night, I'm getting a phone call type thing, I need to get up and go because that person needs help. My phone's about to stay open 24/7. I don't care if you have to reach out to me Facebook, call me in the middle of the night. I work nights, so that's fine. I check my phone periodically while I sleep during the day. I maybe sleep 5 hours during the day, but I'll sleep like 2 hours and then check my phone. All right, family's good, everybody's good, nothing, put it up. So I'll FaceTime you if I have to. I really don't care how you have to reach out to me, and I'll keep it anonymous too. I'm not gonna put your business out there, but if you need somebody to talk to, type thing, reach out to me. I've seen the darkest of times, and thank the Lord and everybody that I'm beating it, type thing, and so can you, type thing. But yeah, so anybody needs anything, feel free to reach out to me. I don't know if y'all can tag my Facebook page or whatever, just whatnot. Just they can add me. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll gladly go out, have a meal with them, whatever I need to do to help somebody out, I will. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
You made it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, still
Like you
here.
said, for a reason. So.
Yeah, I was actually watching a TV show yesterday, and they said they asked a girl, like, hey, do you believe in God and angels? And she's like, yeah, they come in different forms. They come in like big, tall, fat, skinny, 4 legs, a cat, whatever. And anyone can be an angel, and you can be our angel talking about this and that. We can be your angel, just your mentality on everything,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I had that macho man mentality. Like I was saying, like, and that's the thing, we should be able to reach out to those people, even though as men, like, we're not going to reach out to our family. I mean, but we should be able to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that people do, and like, hey, I'm not doing so well. This is what's going through my mind, or you be able to talk to your girlfriends or wives or anything and just be like, hey, this is what's going on with me. And if we do that, I mean, I think our sanity would be 100 times better. Just getting it off our chest.
Yeah.
Because if once we build it and build it and build it, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's over. And that's the thing I did, and I had built it up all the way through high school, like I said. I mean, and when you build that much up, what is that, almost 15, 16, 17 years, something like that? That's a lot built up, and it's a matter of time before, you'll release it, whether it be with anger or just breaking down, but then it's just going to build back up, type thing. So I feel like we need to just communicate how we're feeling a little bit better as well. But yeah, man. If y'all ever need anything, y'all just feel free to call me. Anything. I really appreciate y'all bringing me on the show. I have a feeling that today was meant for a reason, to be honest, for me to be here. Like I keep mentioning, and if we can help somebody, that's great. But yeah, like, it's real. Depression, anxiety, mental health. It's all real. I mean, people say, nah, you're better than that. You can be stronger than that, but they really don't know what you go on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
They don't really know until it happens to them.
Yeah,
And that's when they start caring, is when it happens to them.
And it's already too late for the last person.
Yeah, I mean, and that's and that's a shame, to be honest. Is a little, like you were saying, there's angels coming in all shapes, forms, and fashions, and an older, small little older lady and her husband is the one that saved me out of everything. But yeah, no, it's we put it back to nature. Like, we'll see somebody's poster like, hey, I need this, etc. I'm not feeling good, type thing. And social media, people just keep scrolling up, ignore it, and we got to stop ignoring those signs.
Because a lot of time people are just like, oh, they're just complaining. And you're not reading into it. Like, you don't understand. They're not complaining. They're asking for help.
they're
it's
asking
hurting.
for help without asking for help.
Exactly.
What I would try to do is try to send hints,
Yeah.
but not too much info, type deal.
So. But they still deflect, and you still got to push through. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, you know. But if you know that person's struggling, you still got to do it, no matter what.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, I know a lot of times, you know, I mean, obviously I've been through depression, you know, I know, and my wife's helped me so much through it. I mean, she was the rock, you know, she's actually what helped me, but she's had to chisel at that because like I said, I grew up where it was like emotions weren't really like that type of emotion wasn't something you say, you know?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
you get to that point where you just explode and you break down, and then she doesn't know what's going on because I'm not saying nothing, and I still didn't want to say nothing, you know? You're driving off and you're just leaving. You don't even know where you're going at that point, you know?
Yep.
And like I've always been the, you know, happy, funny guy, but that's not how I was. That's not who I was inside at that point. I was, you know, dying.
Yeah.
And
putting on a mask, that's the thing. It's a lot of people. I mean, we can, as men, we can mask the heck out of everything.
And that's a big cultural thing that we need to stop, masking.
Yeah.
Masking is one of the biggest things that is bringing everybody down, from the point that we need to stop and just be who you are right now at this point. You know, you need to let yourself out and like let people know that you're not okay. Like, because it's going to get to that point where you're going to end up hurting people, you know? Everyone around you're going to end up hurting. No matter, even if you think you're not, you're going to hurt somebody at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And that was a lot of things that I did. I not only with drinking, but bottling everything up, is I lose friendships over that, or relationships over it. And it's really not worth it, because you look back at it and you're like, why couldn't I have done anything different?
Exactly.
But by that time, it's already too late. It's already done deal.
All those relationships, like you said, like our kids know. Like my daughter, she knew. My oldest, she knew. You know, she'd come to me, and you know, and she would just like be there. You know, and it just, you look at your kids and you're just like, I have, like at that point you're just like, am I like, you know, like, am I doing the best I can for you? And it hurts, you know. And then after you do, you're like, yes, I am. Like I can do this, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, you just get to that bottom part though. But you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, the crazy thing is they don't even have to say anything to you.
Exactly.
They just look at you, and you're like, all right.
It kills.
Yeah, yeah.
It's.
They got that look, and I don't know how they know, but they know, and just randomly they'll just even give you a hug.
Exactly.
Thing,
yeah,
like,
and that's
like,
what hurts.
Kids are very intuitive.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Oh yeah. For sure. But yeah, I mean, that's where we're at, man. We got to do it for our kids, not only, and hopefully by the time they're our age or whatnot, we've taken a step forward with not masking, and by their age, like I want them to be able to just call me nonstop throughout my life, as long as I'm alive, even when they're 40 something, if I'm still alive, call me type deal. Hey, Dad, I'm not doing good type thing.
Yeah.
And if we can get their age and on and whatnot, just to
break that cycle.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it is. I mean, it is a cycle. It was hidden for so long. Like our parents don't realize it and how much of an effect, because there was no social media type thing, so they weren't really
seeing what's actually going on in other people's lives.
Yeah, they weren't seeing, okay, well this person just committed suicide type deal on social media. Now they're seeing it on the news and they're seeing it on social media, but in their time frame they didn't see all of it. And there was multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was multiple. I mean, it could be the same amount, if not more.
Exactly. People don't realize that everything that's been happening has always been happening.
Oh, yeah.
We can see it now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We network,
It's
and
just
it's
in
there.
our face now.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think a lot of it too is the environment we're in when we're smaller. for me personally, it was that I couldn't say because it was just, you need to shut up and you need to go do what you're going to go do. So I was like, okay, I don't need to say what I'm feeling. I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to do what I'm told. And that's how kids don't trust their parents. That's how they keep everything bottled up. That's how you stay depressed in like middle school and high school. So it's really that kind of thing too. And that's what we have to break for our kids, is create a safe environment for them to feel comfortable, to be able to want to say these things to us. Like, if I said half of the stuff that I was thinking and going through, I would have just gotten my ass beat, because that's not something you're supposed to be doing. You know better. You don't need to be doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you have to teach them first, and you have to explain to them, and you have to say why we shouldn't be doing these things, because all of us just went out into the world and did whatever the hell we wanted to, because we didn't know. We weren't warned. It was just, don't do it. You're going to get punished for doing it. And if you do it, I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, basically. And it was no explanation of why.
It was never why.
Even schools and leaders in like schools,
don't do it.
Just don't do this, don't do that. But no explanation of why. And whenever that's why I give my sons, I'm like, hey, we don't do this due to this.
Yep.
Like, you're going to, like, you're breaking this toy. I'll tell my youngest, I said, you're breaking this toy, but I literally just killed myself for that.
Sure.
How would you feel if you went over there and you bought something with your money and I broke it?
And I didn't care.
And I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and he just looks and it's just like,
I know
I don't
it's
know if
clicking.
he's
Yeah,
thinking
it's like,
it.
I know it's
Yeah.
Here's like, you know it's there, but, and
Yeah.
they'll eventually grab the concept.
Yeah.
Like
You
and I
just-
understand that, because that's what we do with our kids.
Yeah, we have to be like, how would you feel? How would you feel personally? I look at them like, how would that make you feel? Let's have this situation and this happens to you. How do you feel? And then she's like, well, I would feel really bad. I'm like, well, that's what we're feeling right now, and it's not fun, is it? And she's like, no, it's not. And I was like, okay, so that's why we don't do that.
Exactly. And like you were saying back in like middle school, and you see people with depression and stuff, and we really didn't do anything. I can speak for myself that I'd see people hurting or just all alone, and I want my boys to break that cycle of like, don't let somebody be alone. I can give a shit about popularity. At the time being, I was all about being Mr. Popular, but my mindset is now, I could care less if you just go communicate and add one more friend to your life and give that one person that we don't know what they're going through. We don't know how they're living life day to day, or if they even ate or anything like that. That's a huge factor. Is that
We don't know what goes on behind people's doors.
exactly?
We don't. Just,
So I'm trying to present it to them as like, you're blessed. You get 2 Christmases. Yeah, your parents are separated.
But you still
get
have them.
2 Christmases. You get 2 birthdays. You get like, we're gonna end up doing a joint birthday. We're doing a little late due to sickness, but joint birthday. I mean, he's got it made, and I'm like, you don't know what that person that's over there sitting in the corner, not even eating during lunch or something like that, is going through. Why not reach out to him? So that's what I'm trying to implement in his mindset.
Yeah, to just
type
be a
thing.
friend to everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because it was rough back then, because that was really like the cliquey times, like in the media too. Like, that's what was everywhere. That was the whole trope of just the rich popular people, they're right here, and then they make fun of the poor dumb people who can't afford blah blah blah. And it's just, it was a really big thing when we were in our developmental years. And so I think that's why it was such like a big divide back then,
It really
when
was.
we were growing up, because it was so sensationalized to be those mean at the top people. And just,
Yeah, it really was, and you could see it too. I mean, you go in the courtyard in junior high, and you just see all the different types of people just sitting on the picnic tables.
Cliques.
Yeah, it literally was.
Yeah,
And
and it's
instead
hard
of-
to find your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And instead of everybody just coming together, communicating together, it was, all right, you're in that group, you're in that group, you're in that group type thing. And I'm hoping that my son breaks that cycle. I'm pretty sure my oldest will break that cycle. The way his mindset is about everything. He's, like I said, he's got the biggest heart in the world. And he's any hand he tries to give a hand here and there, type thing. But yeah, I mean, change is needed all around. Let's start while they're young. That way they're not having to deal with what we're dealing with.
Or at least can come to you.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
We'll
Like, 'cause-
we'll refine the tools so that way they already have it and know what to do and how to deal with it, and not have to try to figure it out like we are.
Right, exactly. Sorry, I tried not to get emotional, but yeah, it's
No.
just it's fresh. So
No, it's good. No,
it's good.
this like I said, this is a safe place as well. We're safe. You know, we're not gonna judge. We won't judge. I won't judge. Everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own things going on in their life. You know, so
This is the first step of many for you. You know, this is a milestone of many. So
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like me and CJ, we talked about it. He goes, just because you're getting baptized, I mean you stop here.
right,
But I had already reached out to you
right.
beforehand, and I don't plan on stopping until we get everything situated and straightened out, or we save people.
Yeah.
There's no stopping, because I can tell you how I was feeling. If somebody's feeling that right now, I don't want that, because I know how dark it was. I mean, I could put on the biggest mask, but I know how dark it was, and to know is super sad and sickening that somebody's actually feeling what you were just feeling 5-6 months ago, type thing.
Yeah.
And it's all around the world. I mean, it's not just San Angelo, Texas. It's all around the world. People are masking. And I'm hoping that this helps somebody, or reaches out to where they, okay, hey, let me call this person, type thing. But yeah, change is gonna happen. But this is one of the steps that I needed to take, and I feel like God had me here today on this specific date for a reason. Set like 50 alarms, because like I said, I worked last night, drove back into town today, and it just so happened once you told me the date, I was like, man, I don't know my schedule. It's flipping around all different ways, and sure enough, they were like, no, you're gonna be off. Get off Wednesday morning. I'm like, oh, that's even perfect. That's perfect. Like literally perfect.
Heck yeah, man.
It aligns.
Hell yeah.
worked out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's such a shitty feeling, sitting there thinking that your kids will be better off without you.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, and that mindset, I'm just like, man. And everybody's like, your boys need you there. Okay. And then my mindset is, yeah, that'd be cool. They have their dad. Why would you put your boys through that type thing? Why would I want to have my boys see me every day where I don't want to get out of bed, or I'm just contemplating anything? I look miserable. I feel miserable. I don't want to do anything. I don't even have the energy or the mentality to get up and even play with them type thing. So that's not healthy for them as well. So weigh out my options. If they have to come over here to me and my time with them is me being miserable, what good does that serve type thing? So in a guy's mindset, like, I'm just like, it's better off if they just stay in their happy home with a stepdad and the mother. And it's rough. It honestly is rough. I mean, and it puts you in that hole of even worse, because you're like, damn, I failed as a father too now. On top of that, and that's really where it hurt the most, because you're thinking that you failed as a father. You're having to give your kids up in order for them to be happy, type thing. And when you already got so much going on, and then you just add that factor. I was pretty much at the darkest point I've ever been this year, type thing. Especially with that adding to the factor is like you're just constantly thinking like why. But yeah, man. So now I'm just trying to grind.
Yeah, man.
Trying to grind, work, give them stuff, communicate with them, try to guide them in the right direction. And I feel like I'm taking all the steps towards that right now in my life. When I got baptized, man, my oldest had the biggest smile. I think he had a bigger smile than I did, to be honest. He realized that my youngest son, he don't realize it. He just, we're going to church. Can I get a donut type thing?
I felt that.
But my oldest is starting to realize it. But yeah, man, that saying's always gonna stick with me. What CJ said when he was preaching is they'll stop doing what you say and start doing what you do. And from that point on, instead of me telling them what to do, I just start doing my actions. And I like tested it just to see, like, I want to do this and see what he does. And sure enough, my oldest would be like wanting to do that, be right there type thing. So yeah, man, it's crazy how that takes place, is where they stop obeying you type thing. So yeah.
Okay. Shout out to CJ for helping you out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Chef Mary.
Yes.
Chef. What was it?
No, you got me, Kathy.
Kathy, yeah, I was like,
Yeah, me.
You got me.
I was like,
Chef
Kathy.
Kathy.
Got me
He's
the
got me
first
wrong.
time.
Yeah.
Well, Rhino was saying hi to you.
Oh, Rhino.
What's up?
I like how that Josh Stewart was your buddy. It's been a long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you doing mental health practices for yourself, like little breaks when you're feeling overwhelmed, or exercises to get you through the day?
So I got on my diet, like I got back on my diet and whatnot. And now my mental status is me working out. So there's ways you can go about it. Like some people will like get away from stuff. Like they have their things. And mine's just like let everything out on these weights now. And it really does help, to be honest, because then you just get done and you're just like, all right, I'm back. I'm sane. I mean, like, if I had to, like, this is probably, let's put it this way. This week right here was the roughest week I've ever had in work. And normally, if I had a rough week, I was like, all right, let's go hit this bottle type thing. And get through it and deal with it, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But, man, I just took it on the chin and was like, yeah, it's life type deal. Instead of trying to bury it, I'm just like, I'll talk to myself too and be like, hey, we're all right. We're good. Just keep pushing forward. But yeah, man, this week was probably the roughest week I've ever had at work. And to see the difference of how I handled it than I normally would. You tell me 3 months ago, I would have been hammered. I would have been hammered today as soon as I got off this morning, normally. But, nah, drove in, got home. My parents were like, are you hungry? I ate some pizza, took a nap, and just another day now, just moving forward now.
That's a big accomplishment from where you were 3 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally in about 3-4 months now. Yeah, I would have got hammered on a normal occasion, even on a medium to this week. How severe it was, crazy at work. But yeah, it's change can happen for everybody, and that's what we need to realize is that you can't just give up on somebody. And I feel like too many people give up on that person instead of trying to help them.
Because you don't know how close you are.
Exactly. Exactly.
It could be the next day. No.
Yeah, I mean, and that only puts more weight on them. Is like, man, this person really gave up on me, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that weighs a factor of them like, damn, I'm really not worthy now. I have people that care about me or friends just like gone because they just gave up. They're just like nothing. But yet they didn't take the steps to help me or even ask, hey, what's going on? What can we do? Can we just go out of town? Heck, even that, I mean, could help out as like get out of this town, go do something, and just talk, type thing. Even one meal could have helped them out, but no, you sat there and you just gave up on them. And I know, as parents, I have the greatest parents group. Seriously, I put them through so much shit. Honestly, I put them through so much shit. Ups, downs, I've been life roller coaster, and they've stuck by my side, and they've always been there for me. And that's parents, but not only as parents, we don't have to do that just as parents, but we also have to do that as friends too. We shouldn't be giving up on each other based off of whether it's depression or anxiety or maybe they're taking the wrong path. I mean, try to guide them back into that narrow arrow that we want to be at. But if you're quick to give up on them, you're just making the matters worse, to be honest, instead of helping out. But yeah. Anything else y'all wanna? Let's go.
Well, we're glad you were able to speak and, actually talk. I know you have before, but like now more people will be able to hear your story and it's going to help somebody. There's no doubt in my mind. It's not, some people watch this all the time, random, and it's going to help. So,
yeah, for sure.
And we don't know if you helped anybody here today, in the room or nothing. I mean,
right.
Obviously we're always here, I'm always here for my guys, no matter what. They know that.
Yeah. We just got to reiterate that though, is that like, hey, you need anything, I'm a phone call away.
No, they know that, yeah.
Just every day, just, hey, I'm here. Even that little steps like that take a toll of like, hey, all right, I'm secure. I got my people with me, type thing.
When I'm feeling my shittiest, I text my friends and tell them I love them.
Same.
Just so that way of like, okay, I feel like crap. Maybe they feel like crap too. So I'm just going to tell them I love them.
Yeah. I mean, and it helps too. Because then that just starts a conversation of like, what's up? Type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like you were saying, I normally wouldn't have done this. I mean, I was supposed to be the jock to have everything, the blah, 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 blah. The little do people know is like, inside I was dying and hurting. I mean, it may have looked like I had it all and whatnot, but really I didn't. I had nothing. All the money in the world and whatnot wouldn't make me happy at all. To know that I'm loved or I have friends and family just reaching out constantly, that matters more to me than anything else. Of course, it helps when you make money and you can cover your bills. That's a stress factor that happens, but that's not going to make me happy in the end. But knowing that I have friends, but yeah, you would have asked me to come on a show probably like 6-7 months ago, I would have been like, yeah, no, probably not happening. Not the fact that I wouldn't do it, but me coming and opening up to everybody is literally completely 180 type deal than I normally would have done when I kept bottling it up. And that's fine. If me coming onto a show and communicating and speaking my life and what I've been through helps somebody, that's fine. My life and I could care less what people think, to be honest. As long as I help somebody, then I'm cool with it. Now that they know, people know how I'm an open book, maybe this is the first step for me to keep communicating and whatnot. But like I said, like you would have told me 6 months ago, yeah, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm not going on the show. I'm not telling people my life.
Exactly. You know?
Heck, I don't even tell my family my life. Now I'm speaking to the world about my life. It's literally completely different than what it would have been 6 months ago, to be honest.
It's a big transition.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I really do appreciate it, man. And I honestly think we will make changes. It may not be immediately, but we may have saved somebody, or even somebody's mentality when it comes to friendships. Like, hey, man, this person's probably struggling. Let me reach out to them, make sure they're doing great, everything like that. We never know. They could have even just had a bad day, and it's just they're stuck in a hole. If you just reach out to them and, hey, we good? Go ahead and let it out, type thing.
Yeah.
That way they don't build it up. That's not just guys. That's women too. They build up as well. And we got to get away from that, because once you build up, it's either going to be too late for an explosion or too late for you're in the hole of depression type thing.
Well, Josh, we appreciate you stopping by. We appreciate everything you had to say today. And guys, mental health is a real thing. Depression's real. There's plenty of organizations, plenty of groups that will help with anybody. There's community walls that you can go to. Like you said, find an outlook. Maybe go to more public place where there's more people, so you can engage with more people, meet new people, and just like be part of something. Because the more you're around people and things.
Just finding small things to live for, even if it's like you don't care about your family, you don't care about your friends. Just giving yourself something to look forward to. It just lets you keep going just a little bit longer. Like, oh, this new movie is going to come out in a week. I really want to see it. I guess I'll stick around for that. Kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's
how you have to do it sometimes.
There's plenty of hotlines you can call that will not like actual hotlines that help people. Like in the beginning of what we just posted, we put and they stay 100% anonymous. And there's plenty of people out there that stay anonymous that you can just talk to.
Yeah, for sure.
And just let yourself out that will never say anything. Because there's plenty of people.
Counseling has been made easier with different apps.
Yeah.
Different things that you can text.
Like I said, that face to face.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't have done that. But now that they have the apps like that, like you can reach out to a counselor. Like, oh yeah.
Especially somebody who's always traveling for work, it's so much easier to be able to talk to somebody because you don't have to go to an office. You can just call them on the phone or text them.
Yeah. And that's the time we are growing up in. That's what we are, all technology. So it's just an easier process.
And now therapy and
accessible.
More ways to help each other.
It's more accessible. I don't know about the cost of like medications, but it's not as stigmatized to try to get help. It's not, oh, you're just crazy, you're dramatic, you're stupid, you just want attention. Like, no, it's people are actually going through things, and now it's being shown more that it is something that's serious,
right.
And not just whatever bullshit that we've been conditioned to think that it is. because that's why so many people are being taken away. It's because they've been told it's not a big deal, or it's, you can do it, champ. You can get through it. Just one more thing. You got it. You got it. You got it. And it's, no, how can you save yourself from drowning if no one's really going to listen or take you seriously?
You're right.
But all right, guys, we'll see y'all next week. Thank you, Josh, once again for stepping on by and telling us
Thank
your
you.
story. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.